I'm Michael. I work for CBRE as an assistant planner. I'm on their graduate scheme, so I've been working there for about 14 months. CBRE is a real estate services advisor. It's an American firm, and I work in the Manchester office. And I've been there since I left the University of Sheffield. And when I was at university, in my first year, I went to speak to careers advisors. And I told careers advisors what it is that I liked. At the time, I was very interested in politics, very interested in public policy, very interested in housing and how the way things affect people's psychology and the way they live and how they influence communities. And so I said all of this to a careers advisor. This is in my first year at my undergraduate. And she said to me, sounds like you want to be a town planner. And that was, I think, the first time I'd ever heard that phrase before. I didn't know what town planning was. I didn't know that one could have a profession or a career in it. So after speaking to this careers advisor, I then went away, read about town planning, read about what options may be open to me in that career path, and thought, this is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what I was trying to articulate but couldn't, because I didn't know that job role existed. I think of myself as a project manager, bringing together lots of different areas of the property industry. Architects plan along with public sector planners, and private sector planning consultants are a conduit between those two, and also are able to shape both sides. So we guide and influence, but we don't necessarily plan per se. When you get into professional planning, it is very different. You are very much a consultant who is interpreting the planning system for clients and also working between different areas of the property industry, whether that be consultants like heritage consultants or architects or indeed public sector planners. There are lots of different modules one is able to take here at Sheffield. That's ones that are more spatial planning based, which is quite academic planning, and there's also modules one can take that would be better geared to someone in the professional world. CBRE is the world's biggest real estate services advisor, and something that really drove me on and inspired me to work harder was so that I could end up at a firm like CBRE. I didn't want to end up at a bog standard firm or just to be a planner. I wanted to work for a firm where I had really wide options open to me. What advice I'd give to someone who is interested in moving into planning is to have a look at all the different areas of planning that are out there. This is something I did when I was an undergraduate. So I looked at the private sector and I looked at the public sector. And within the public sector, there's two areas. You've got planning policy and you've got development control. And those three areas of planning, although they overlap, they are quite different, certainly on a day-to-day basis. So for anyone moving into planning, I do advise having a look at the different areas of planning. I'm on the graduate scheme at present, so I've been working for 14 months. I'll be taking my APC, which is my professional accreditation, in November next year. So then that will be my 2 years on the graduate scheme, and then I'll be an accredited planner. And I certainly, in the next 2 or 3 years after that, I'd like to be a senior planner. So I certainly would like to get promoted. I'm certainly happy at CBRE. I can see myself staying at CBRE for a while. So I certainly like to move up at CBRE. I think my ambitions in particular at CBRE is to acquire a certain specialism, so that if there's a type of work or a type of area of business that I'm the go-to man for that, I think that's something or a position in the business where I'd like to be.